Hello. Okay, next tutorial. This tutorial is meant to be Billy Butcherson, otherwise known as the zombie from the Disney movie Hocus Pocus. Truly amazing film, an absolute classic. Loved that film, I grew up on it. But yeah, so this look was actually requested loads in the past. Well, I'll flash on the screen now the first few people that requested it. Obviously I can't shout the names out to everyone because this video would go on forever, but here they are. And the very first person that requested it was Mehron Spirit Gum, if I'm pronouncing that right. I'll pop your name there, so thank you so much. You were the first person, but thank you everyone that requested it. But yeah, so there's not much else to say about this look really, other than if you'd like to see how to recreate it, stay tuned. To get things started, I'm going to block out both my eyebrows because I intend to apply a lot of liquid latex on my brow just to really, not to angry it up, I want it to just look very straight across and very pronounced, so yeah. So I'll pop a link here to a tutorial that I've done in the past to teach you guys how to cover your eyebrows, just to make this video that much shorter. So I'm going to cover my eyebrows and get back to you. So then I'm going to take some liquid latex and a sponge, and I'm just going to start applying latex just on this area here for now. Just about 3 to 4 layers, letting it dry in between, because then I'm going to build it up with some tissue. Then I'm going to take some regular tissue paper that I've torn into so I've got the thinner halves, and working in strips that are probably no bigger than that, I'm going to apply latex in the area that I want, which is going to be straight across because I want a really prominent brow, and I'm just going to apply it in that area and then push the tissue down over the top of that and then apply latex over the top of that. So I'm going to do that for around 5 to 6 layers, just letting it dry in between and then all the way just across, and then I should have a nice pronounced brow. So there we are, so a really prominent looking brow. Very Frankenstein brow. So then I'm going to take a Snazaroo watercolour in pale green. I'm going to start with a really light green and then darken it up as I go along because I want this to be the colour of the highlight. So not quite white, but it obviously needs to be green. So I'm going to apply that all over my face. I'm going to do my neck last and my ears. Then I'm going to take a black Snazaroo watercolour and I'm just going to line underneath my cheekbones. I'm not going to blend it too much, I just want to get the initial shape. Okay, I'm just going to take some extra water and no more of the black colour, and I'm just going to blend that colour downwards a little bit. So don't worry too much about how neat it is, as long as there's a gradient roughly going down, that's the shape I want. Because then I'm going to take a sharp angle brush and I'm going to use the same green that I just used for the foundation, the pale green, and I'm going to strike downwards going around the shapes, because he's got these like throngs of, like, I don't know, these green tissue still attached to him, isn't he? But they're very rounded at the end, so it's going to strike downwards and then just before you get to the tip of the cheekbone, just going to round across, but you'll see what I mean. I'm just going to do one just to show you. So I've got this little rounded loop here, then I'm just going to take a brush that's really round at the end. I'm going to take some more of that black colour, hardly any, and I'm just going to sweep it, starting right at where I've started the little circle, little half circle, and just pull the colour downwards so I get a gradient. So you want that colour to taper off, just like you've done here, but a bit more concentrated. So the idea is to do that all the way along, going in that shape, so pulling them in each direction until you get to the top. Then I'm going to do a few more of those lines just using the black. I might use the green around afterwards, just on the lip here, so just underneath going outwards. I'm also going to do the same on the top lip. I'm going to take some grass green watercolour by Snazaroo, and this is the darkest green I think they do, and I'm going to use that and another angle brush just to score all the way down to my jawline, all of these lines including my lips, just going to score going in direction towards the centre of my face. Then I'm going to take the same grass green and I'm just going to use that to cover just over my eyelids, not particularly far up. I just want to do these up to the hollows of my eye, the eye socket, and I just want to go quite far down to where my natural bags are, but I want to leave a gap between this cheekbone area here so they look more prominent. So I'm just going to apply that in a block colour. Then I'm going to take the black watercolour and I'm going to use very little of the colour. I'm going to use a very watery version of it, and I'm going to go over the top of what I've just done, trying to concentrate the colour more close towards my eye and then gradient the colour out a little bit. It's kind of like a wash of bruised black and green colours. And I'm going to take that grass green and do a tiny bit of shading. So I'm going to time lapse this bit and I won't blend it until you've seen where I'm going to go, because I'm going to go down the sides of the nose and up here for the furrows of the brow and places like that. So there we are. So I've got my temples and around this cheekbone area here. So I'm going to blend all that colour outwards by adding the same tiny bit of colour, just a bit more water than anything else. I can just blend this colour outwards so the darker areas on the outside. And I'm also going to do that with the same down the sides of the nose I've got here, the furrows of the brows, and just here where makes the forehead a bit more prominent. And I'm just going to apply a bit of that black watercolour just on the inside of my lip, and then I'm just going to let that blend itself out. I'm not going to just paint my lips black. Then I'm going to do the same thing that I did here with these lines to my nostrils. So I'm going to take the black watercolour and I'm just going to strike it down quite, well, not quite far down, just lower than my natural nostrils are, just to make the nose look like they're fused, the nostrils look like they're fusing into the face a bit. I've just drawn them a little bit higher. It's actually the kind of technique you use when you do a pantomime villain on stage, which is quite funny. You make them pointed, but yeah. So I made it a bit rounded as well, because his nose, as it's worn away, it seems to have turned up slightly. And I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and just take a little bit of the black watercolour and just colour in a little bit here, just to make the cheekbones stand out a little bit more. For the stitches on his mouth, I'm going to use a regular wool, but I'm going to apply it in a crisscross fashion, then cut it down the middle, so obviously I can talk as he is towards the end of the film. And yes, I know it's blue, but I haven't got any black wool at the moment, and I'm going to be resourceful and apply it and then colour it with black watercolour. But yeah, it's like this really thick, chunky wool. So I'm going to apply some spirit gum on the outside of my lip in small areas where I need to apply it, and then stick it down. The first two in the middle are crossed, and the other two are just flat, straight down. So there we go. So when you've cut down the middle, you're left with that. Then I'm going to take the pale green again that I used for my foundation, and I'm going to apply that all around my neck area. Then I'm going to take a sharp angle brush, and I'm going to take a black Snazaroo watercolour, and I'm going to just do some sharp lines going right across. So they're like wrinkles basically, but they're going to go all the way along and across the neck. Then as before, I'm going to take my grass green watercolour and do exactly the same, but going in a slightly different direction, just thatching it a little bit. I'm then going to take my trusty black hairspray, which I do use a lot in my tutorials, but it just adds an extra, it just adds dimension to the look, and this particular look needs to be a lot dirtier than just being this green colour. So I'm just going to spray it once or twice over my face, obviously in a well ventilated area, not too close, like really from a distance, just to dull things up. It also does help to set everything in place. And I also just went along my hairline a little bit, just because I'm going to be applying my wig and don't want any of my natural hair to show through. So yeah, so that leaves my wig and my contacts and my costume. And there we go. So I finished the look off by popping on 2 black contact lenses, which I got from camewise.com. They're just, I don't know, I just think they dead up the eyes a little bit, but also keep it fairly innocent looking, because Billy's meant to be this creature that looks evil, but it's actually quite innocent and sweet and misunderstood, which is quite sweet. I popped on my wig, which is just a bob wig that I've backcombed and made all spidery just to look as messy as it can possibly be and give it lots of volume. The costume, I struggled with. I've got this pirate shirt that I wore for my Sweeney Todd tutorial that I've sprayed with green and black hairspray. It's got ruffled sleeves and stuff like that, and I cut up random different coloured rags just to act as like a really old tattered cravat. And yeah, and there's one thing also I should mention. I coloured the waterline of my eyes as a last minute step. I used my Maybelline Eye Lasting Studio Drama, the gel eyeliner in the number 1, they're intense black, just to make it look extra dark in there but without making it too smoky. And I know I've said already, but you will definitely have to paint your hands or wear gloves or something if you're going out, because if you have human coloured skin and green face, yeah, it might stand out a bit. But for this video I'm just going to do the part that you can see. Yeah. So yeah, that's my Billy Butcherson makeup. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like it, please make sure to, you know, the usual, rate, comment, subscribe and all that jazz, because it really does help me out. And yeah, so until next time, bye.